Larry from WagerWeb here to join us. And I got to say, before we get into our stock questions that we have, it's Tua time on South Beach. How about this move by your Miami Dolphins?
Absolutely. Was unexpected. We didn't think it was going to happen this soon, but we're looking forward to it. I was saying before, Greasy first, Marino second. It's been a long dry spell for Dolphin fans. So hopefully Tua has a week to get ready, and I'm hoping that he makes a good start, and the Dolphins have their quarterback of the future starting in a couple of weeks.
It's interesting, Kyle. It's interesting stuff, too, because when, it was kind of an odd announcement. We saw Tua come into the game late, like, hey, look at a rookie quarterback. Give the home fans something to cheer about. 24-0 against the Jets. It's a blowout. Let him get some berm. Then we saw him sitting on the field. And out of nowhere, I saw I was sitting on Twitter. I saw the Adam Schefter tweet show up, but the picture didn't show up yet. I'm like, what is Adam Schefter tweeting here? It's about time and ready to go. And there it was. It pops up Tua as the starter. We'll talk about that a little bit later, Kyle, but just a first analysis of the Miami Dolphins moving on. You're letting the young kid get after it here for those Dolphins.
It was a bit surprising to me. They're playing so well. They're one game out in the division. They've blown out their last two opponents, 67-13 or some, extraordinary number like that. Fitzpatrick's been playing well, but, he knew the gig, and it seems like he's really supportive of it. And then, they're going to play a Rams team who can get after the quarterback, especially up the middle. So maybe that athleticism on the outside is something they've been looking for. And they've sort of talked about, we wanted to wait a year for his injury to heal. Apparently, they like what they see in practice. They liked what they saw in limited fashion there on Sunday against the Jets. I'm excited. I have a soft spot for left-handed quarterbacks, so I'm ready to rock and roll with Tua.
Larry, me and Kyle talk all week long, go over the games, and we polish it up on Sunday. And there's some things that, hey, we're on tape, so we would like to take back. And the first things I want to talk about are the big public sides that actually pulled off victories here. We're taking a look at Minnesota going up against Atlanta. Atlanta quit on their head coach, and all of a sudden looked like a Super Bowl team on Sunday. Then you take a look at the Rams coming in hot as can be versus the 49ers, a mass unit, heavily bet side. No way. I love the Rams -3. And then we take a look at Green Bay. There's no way. Look, didn't you see Tom Brady just lose out there on the field of the Chicago Bears? No way they take on Green Bay and win. The NFL is unto its own on, I don't want to talk about upsets, but just public sides. And the theory goes is true, Larry. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. Absolutely. And it's fun to watch. Yeah, absolutely.
And who thought the Falcons were going to score 40 points, 10 a quarter? That was unexpected. And, those are the games that you look at. All the money was on Green Bay. And then, when's the last time you saw Rodgers throw a pick six? Last time it was Brady that threw the pick six. So Rodgers throws a pick six. I think there were scoreless for 3 quarters. Who expected that? So it's crazy. It's really crazy. But some of those, that one game there, that Packer game was a good game for us.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. I got lucky on that one. Luckily, I had Tampa Bay, but it was weird because it was 10-0. Everything was going Green Bay's way, and then that one play really seemed to turn the tide, and then Tampa Bay took over there. Another couple of games from this week, you're looking at, that Eagles-Baltimore game, and all the Baltimore bettors like, hey, we are cashing this. We're rocking and rolling, and then you had the Houston side rocking with Tennessee, and then you had the unusual decision by Romeo Crennel to go for 2 and try to ice that game up. That's in the NFL. It's never over till it's over. What's going through your mind when things like that happen? And are you rooting for one side or the other there, or is it just?
You know what it is? It's a bad thing to look to see what you need, because then come Sunday, you're just going nuts. You're just trying to figure out what's going on. And you look at, the Texans, they miss a point after, and they missed a 2-point conversion. That could have been a different game. Even though, they took the Titans to, no one expected them to score what they did on the Titans. But, when certain games and that the book needs a certain team, it drives you nuts, man. My family just leaves me alone and lets me look at the scores, and I freak out. It has nothing to do, it's not me personally. It's the business. You want to protect the book. And that Green Bay game, that's a nice thing when you see something like that and you say, oh, wow, this is great. We needed this, and it turned out to be just what it was, and, Texas meaning, not going for that 2-point conversion, not hitting it, missing a point after touchdown. That game could have been differently also.
You know what's funny about that too, Larry? You look at the games, and just as gamblers, like forget about handicappers, books, or whoever side you're on. Let's just say you have money on the game and you're watching I'm an Eagles fan. I'm watching the Baltimore game, and I told Kyle on our pregame show, hey, I think the Eagles will fight hard, and I think they'll be able to cover the spread. I'm looking at this going, cover the spread after 15. Like, are they going to get first downs? Like, 6 out of 7 of their first drives, they didn't even get 3 and outs and a fumble on the other one. I'm saying, how can this happen? And then you see Zach Ertz go down, Miles Sanders goes down. In the fourth quarter, the Eagles put up 22 points, not only get the cover, but almost push for an outright victory. And then we talk about the Tennessee game, -3. A lot of people got in on that game, let's just say early in the week with Houston 3.5. You're up 7 late in the game going, I got this. Because you know what? I don't think they're going to score with a minute left, which they do with like 4 seconds to go. And then they go to overtime. Just win the kick. Win the coin toss. Go 3 and out, punt the football back, and Tennessee kicks a field goal for the win, and you got that. And you end up losing those sides. As a gambler, it's maddening. And they do say it when you watch the red zone. The witching hour is fantastic because when you think money is in your back pocket, Larry, it just disappears.
And someone comes and just pulls it right out. That's the worst feeling. And I mean, the Eagles look great in the second half. If you took the Eagles in the second half, you made a little bit of money. I mean, who expected that? And the Ravens defense, and it's nuts. And we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. You guys were saying about the totals being higher than usual, and how do the books react to that? Well, this past week, we had quite a few in the low 40s. And even with those in the low 40s, if you took the unders last week, 10 out of 14 went under. And some of those were 44s, 43s. And, you look at even the Dolphins, even with these crazy 10-point teasers that people do, the Dolphins saved our ass. So did the Patriots. Because you had a lot of people like to do those 10, 15 team teasers, 10 points. And the ones that lost were the Dolphins and the Patriots. They even with the 10 points, it's 24. It was 37 with the teaser. So we're starting to see first couple of weeks we had a lot of high scores. Now we're seeing totals coming in a little lower, not so much in the 50s. And 10 out of 14 went under this week. So hope maybe next week we see a different change. But this week was the week of the unders, man. It was crazy.
Absolutely. Looking at Thursday Night Football, too, as from a book's perspective, you always like the standalone game, and it almost doesn't matter, Larry, who's even matched up because you can't get two, worst teams record-wise in a standalone game on a Thursday night, but you will get heavy betting action because it's what we do in the NFL, particularly as sports bettors. But take a look at the mass unit and getting a look from your perspective, meaning there's so many players injured on both sides of the football for the Philadelphia Eagles and also the New York Giants, setting a line, getting the correct spreads, because me and Kyle were talking yesterday on the NFL show saying it opens up 6.5, crashes down to 3.5. Now it's coming back to 4, but they don't really practice on the short week. You're getting the estimates of who might be in and out. You really don't know until an hour and a half before game time. Talk about from your perspective, from a book angle, maybe looking at these lines and saying, boy, we're going to get a lot of action here. And this line can go anywhere between 6-3 and bounce back and forth depending on who's playing. It's definitely an interesting look here.
Yeah, it opened up at what you said. WagerWeb, we have it at 43 right now as of like 30 minutes ago. Yeah. And you're looking at two teams that, believe it or not, the winner with 2 wins is tied for first place in the NFC East. So it's people are going to go for that type of action. And you're telling yourself, here are, Giants are last in the NFL in offense. And they don't have this win if Rivera goes for the tie. Who knows how it could have turned out in overtime. But to be in this week and looking at two teams that with 2 wins are tied for first place, and right now it's even. We're looking at even money on both sides right now. But like you said, come tomorrow, the next day, it's going to start. It could go either way. Right now, it's holding at 43 on the total, and I think, like you said, it is going to change significantly in the next couple of days.
Yeah, a lot of injury information coming out too. Maybe Deshaun Jackson's back for the Eagles, Alshon Jeffrey, et cetera. And I know a lot of Giants backers were not happy about that 2-point conversion attempt by Ron Rivera. Leaving that as
Skins backers were very happy with that move.
Skins backers very, very happy with that decision. So looking forward to this weekend, just some big spots on the card. Obviously, the Tampa Bay Vegas Raiders game on Sunday night looks like it's going to be a big spot. What are some other big spots you're looking at from a book's perspective this week?
Well, the Steelers-Titans is going to be a big game for us, and I need Titan fans because a lot of the money right now is on the Steelers. It's at 2, and it's still holding at 52 here. And the other one is, like you said, Tampa, Las Vegas. I mean, you got Tampa defense allowing 282 yards a game, and then you have Las Vegas averaging 30 points a game. So that's going to be a game that's going to show a lot of interest. We're on Tuesday right now. It's still holding at 3, and the total's still at 53. And I like the Bills and the Jets. We're seeing a lot of action on the Bills, a lot of action on the Bills. I think people, after what they did last night, I don't think anybody expects them to play any worse than they did. And against the Jets, I think right now I would say 80% of the action's on the Bills right now. No Jet fans coming in this early in the week, but I like those games. I like the Bills and the Jets. I think the Bills are going to bounce back, and I think they're going to have a big game. But man, nothing like Steelers and Titans, man, 2 undefeated teams.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great game. And also, you talk about taking a look at the New York Jets, because also from a book perspective, sometimes you just can't even hang a number that makes enough sense to back the New York Jets. And it's one of those things that we always watch and try to peel through. If Joe Flacco goes back out there again, I mean, you watch it as a Dolphins fan, it was one of the most embarrassing performances I've ever seen from a quarterback who literally looked like he didn't want to be there, and his only objective was to come out of the game alive so he can walk home or walk back to the bus. If he gets a start against the Buffalo Bills, I don't even know what's going to happen. But Larry, here's what we like. We love having you on as a guest. We know what the book wants to see this weekend. Your Dolphins are on a bye week before it's Tua time, getting back versus the Los Angeles Rams. What games are Larry watching this weekend and be interested in maybe betting on?
Look, as long as the Jets lose, the Patriots lose, everybody loses in that division, I'm a happy guy. I like Vegas and Tampa. I think that's going to be a great game. And like I said, it's even action right now. As a fan, I'm looking forward to that game. I'm looking forward to also the Steelers and Titans game. And from a book's perspective, look, last week, a lot of money was on the Jets, believe it or not. When the Jets play the Dolphins, man, 9.5 points, everybody was on the Jets last week. And, Dolphins scored 24 and get the job done. So now this week, we're looking at a lot of action on the Steelers and the Titans. I think that's going to be the top one of the top games that we're going to see this week.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that Titans-Pittsburgh game. You sort of mentioned the Jets. What would the book do if they were playing Clemson, right? Wouldn't the Jets just be underdogs against Clemson right now with Joe Flacco quarterback?
Clemson took care of my Hurricanes, too. So
no, they sure did.
I would like to see a line with Clemson and the Jets. I really would.
I mean, was it going to be -2.5 maybe would they give the Jets the NFL bump? It's hard to say, but
just to think that Flacco was a Super Bowl quarterback not too long ago, but he had a fantastic defense. The offense at the time wasn't the best, but they won, and they won the Super Bowl. Man, they just have nobody right now. They just have nobody, and
it's bad.
I mean, to go back there, it's good. He looked really. It looked really sad. The way he was playing, he just didn't, he couldn't get anything done right. And, I mean, Jet fans have to be pulling their hairs out right now, and a Giants fan the same way. So, I think, you're going to see a little bit of action right now. We have the line at 13.5 for the Buffalo Jets game. And that opened up at 10. So you're going to see a lot of action. I don't expect the Jets to win, but I don't even know if they're going to be able to cover. But, that's one of the games that you look at, if you have to, but I'll stick with Tampa, Las Vegas, and Steelers and Titans next week.
Good stuff here, Larry. It always goes quickly, our time with us here, but we remiss here not to give you an effort. What's going on with WagerWeb? What can we expect? Some bonuses and what to look forward to there.
Guys, I appreciate the time. You guys are two true gentlemen for letting me come on. Hey, listen, at WagerWeb, we always have those 10% to 100% cash bonus on every deposit that you make. You pick the bonus that suits your needs. And we also have a weekly NFL football contest that's free. And the payouts are $2,500 a week. So go check out the NFL football contest, check out our bonuses, and we'll take good care of you guys.
Larry, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming on. I'm sure we'll have you on as a guest a little bit later in the season as well. Always fun to talk to Larry. So, guys, go check out WagerWeb. And certainly, Larry, once again, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Good luck with your picks this week.